Real Madrid has long been a battleground for numerous ancient civilizations. This place once served as a stronghold for the mighty Roman Empire for an extended period, acting as a springboard for their conquests into other empires. Consequently, the fires and bombs of war found their way to this land early on. However, it is perhaps these historical ups and downs that have produced countless heroes from this 600-kilometer area, with the warrior spirit gradually flowing through the veins of many generations of people who have lived, are living, and will live here. Of course, the players from the capital of Spain are no exception to this toughness, especially those from Real Madrid. Los Blancos are considered the club representing the Spanish royal family and are also seen as the birthplace of some of the most notorious warriors in the world of football. Today, let's join Football News in reviewing some of the warriors that Real Madrid has produced and understand why they have given rise to so many warriors. When people talk about Real Madrid, they always see them as a wealthy team, enjoying the best that the land of the bullfight has to offer. Real's sanctuary, Santiago Bernabeu, is located in the bustling Castellana district, surrounded by luxurious hotels, shops, and offices. The team's nickname, Los Blancos, meaning the whites, also exudes a sense of superiority. At this point, one might feel something is amiss when saying Real Madrid is the birthplace of warriors. But throughout the club's history, behind the glamour, luxury, and especially behind the successes of the Royal Eagles adorned in their regal feathers, there have always been silent warriors. These are the ones willing to play the villain, ready to sacrifice themselves so that the Real Madrid team can achieve victory and their teammates can become heroes. The first reason to explain this is the philosophy of building the team that the Royal Whites have adhered to from the past to the present. The Spanish Royal Club has always prioritized building a team that is strong in spirit first, then focusing on technical aspects. This is quite understandable as they are players representing the upper class and nobility of the royal family, so naturally, they cannot afford any mental weakness. This is also why whenever Real Madrid steps onto the European stage, they always become a nightmare for the faint-hearted teams. The mental strength built from tradition helps the Spanish Royal Club overcome the toughest challenges. For Real Madrid, courage and mental fortitude are even more important than on-field tactics. The winning mentality and champions' DNA are what help Real Madrid achieve unbelievable victories time and again in the Champions League. It seems that Real Madrid players only need to remind each other about their champions' DNA and the club's knack for winning to draw strength. In the last 8 seasons, Real Madrid has won 5 Champions League titles. Epic victories, comebacks, and returns from the brink of defeat have become routine for Real Madrid, forming part of their identity. However, to operate a team with a champion's DNA, Real Madrid always needs a warrior in their lineup. A player who plays like a true warrior on the battlefield. When the club is in a tough spot, this player will be the one to ignite the spirit of his teammates. These players are ready to take a red card, use tricks to protect the team's advantage, or even shed blood like Rudiger, Pepe, Ramos, or Casemiro. This is the philosophy that Real Madrid has always adhered to. Even though these warrior-style players play for a team full of stars and glamour, rivaling any Hollywood A-lister, the unique quality that Real Madrid's warriors possess is always preserved. Within the real team, roles and images of each player on the field seem to be predetermined. The upper echelons of Los Blancos are willing to spend tens or even hundreds of millions of euros to bring in the most sought-after stars in the world, both in terms of skill and elegance. But for players designated as the team's warriors, their recruitment is very discreet and doesn't attract much attention. Only when these players deliver stellar performances on the field do people exclaim and wonder how Real Madrid managed to acquire such fearless players. This is Real's way of doing football, the way they have maintained their title as the kings of Europe and consistently led La Liga, regardless of how dominant their rivals may be at times. To give a concrete example, as of the most recent season, Antonio Rudiger is considered one of the warriors of the Eagles. This season, the German center-back has been the best player in Real's defense. He consistently makes precise tackles to help the Spanish team thwart dangerous attacks from opponents. Whenever Madridistas start to think about Los Blancos' defeat, Rudiger is one of the guardians protecting the team's path to victory. For instance, in the match against Shakhtar Donetsk, Rudiger made a powerful header in injury time. It was a goal as precious as gold, securing Real Madrid's early qualification for the knockout stage. However, it also caused Rudiger to bleed when his forehead collided with the Ukrainian goalkeeper's hand. Blood even spread across his jersey, forming a heart-shaped stain near the Real Madrid emblem. But for a player who once called himself a madman like Rudiger, such an injury is nothing. Further afield, we have another warrior from Brazil, Casemiro. The Brazilian midfielder truly brings a unique flair to Real Madrid and Brazilian football. Every football fan, especially Madridistas, is familiar with the elegant, aristocratic image of the Spanish royal club whenever Real Madrid players don their suits for away matches. If we didn't follow this club, we might think they were a troupe of movie stars on tour. This is the sophistication and elegance that every gentleman at the royal club possesses. However, amidst this glamour, Casemiro stands out as someone special. His sharp features resemble those of a tormentor for opposing forwards. His skill set may not be as visually appealing as his teammates, but it is what we call the art of defending, the very thing that has helped Real conquer many battles and win countless titles. Casemiro is the one who is always ready to play the villain in any situation to help his team secure victory. When it comes to a true boxing enthusiast, Ramos is perhaps the best name Real Madrid has ever produced. Beyond the exceptional skills required of a center back, Ramos possesses the instincts of a seasoned warrior. One could say he is the nemesis of beautiful football. The more flamboyant and informed the forwards are, the more they become prime targets for this defender. Ramos's football is ruthless. He has plenty of tricks to ensure a player takes a long injury break if they threaten Real Madrid's goal. Ramos is also one of the most red-carded players in football history. But no matter how much criticism he faces or how many fans turn their backs on him, Madridistas and the Los Blancos squad understand that everything he does is for the club. It is even a characteristic trait of this team. If you are a long-time football fan, you probably won't forget Zidane's poignant remark. Why add another layer of gold to the Bentley when it has lost its engine? Here, gold refers to Beckham and engine to Makelele. Makelele was not just seen as an engine, but much more. He was a warrior that Real Madrid let slip away too soon. At a time when the star-studded lineup was filled with nightlife and top entertainment stars, Makelele stood out as someone special, a player who diligently worked among Real's glamorous stars. But reality has shown that only Makelele dared to play the villain among those expensive stars to help Los Blancos win. His strong play and fiery spirit turned Real's midfield into a true steel wall at that time. Unfortunately, Perez did not keep him. If he had, Real Madrid's history might have been even greater than it is now. These are just a few of the many warriors that can be listed in Real Madrid's history. We are indeed too familiar with the glittering image of Real Madrid. But in any coaching era at this club, in any title Los Blancos have won, there is always the image of a silent warrior, a perfect villain for the flock of vultures. Besides being known as the King of the Champions League, perhaps the nickname Cradle of Warriors is also entirely fitting for this great club.